Well, hello, all of my crafty friends. Today, for Savior Sunday, I have decided to do something yet again a little different. I needed to play with my Create and Inkspire kit. I am so excited that I finally got it in the mail and I finally got an opportunity to play with it. Look at these wildflowers and these beautifully hand-drawn sentiments. I really love this font and the two fonts that are together. This script and that straight font are amazing. In addition to that, we have this masking fluid. Now, masking fluid is not new to me. However, I never tried the Tonic Studios or the Nouveau masking fluid, so I was really excited to have the opportunity to try that. So we will be using that in one of our two projects that we're going to do today. Now we also get the shimmer powder Sun Ray Crosset from Nouveau, and we get these beautiful diamonds from Trinity Stamps. We're going to have two stencils. I'm going to use one of the two stencils today in our two projects. And then we also get some watercolor paper. Now, these were A2 sized watercolor papers, so I didn't use those, but I did use watercolor paper. And then we have the shimmer paper. We have this craft paper. And then we have two sheets of 100-pound, I think it's the Mohawk paper. So today, to start out with, I'm going to bring in a piece of 5x7 Canson XL and the All-to-New 24 half pan set of watercolors. I'm going to initially start out with these stamps and their watercolor brush, but I change it over later. We're going to use the masking fluid and the Sun Ray Crosset, and we're going to use the diamonds and the sentiment that comes in there. This is the watercolor pen that came with it, and then I have Versafine Onyx black ink. We're going to need a little circle. This circle is 2.5 inches and it's a piece of masking paper, and I'm going to bring in my Misty to get this started. The first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to start trying my best to find the center of this circle, or the center of my watercolor paper, so that I can place my circle in the center. So I'm just counting off and putting little marks where the centers of the height and the width of this piece of cardstock are. Once I get that identified all the way to the center point, I will then fold my circle into quarters, and that will create a point that will help me find the center of my paper. And this is just for me. I just wanted it to be as centered as I possibly could get it. You don't necessarily have to be this meticulous about it, I guess. You could do whatever it is that is best for you. Once I find my center, I'm going to lightly draw a circle using that mask. Now, you could put the mask down. I didn't choose to do so simply because I'm going to end up cutting it out anyways. So I'm going to bring my Misty back in, and I'm going to start placing my flowers. And what my idea was here, I'm going to create a entire circle of these wildflowers using the masking paper so that I can fill in, or using the masking fluid so that I can fill in all of the gaps for my spaces in between the circle. So you can see I'm able to pretty much get all of the flowers onto the circle. Now I'm going to mask that part off, and I figured out I am really impatient because I did not want to allow this time to dry. I was ready to play with this, and then I go ahead and continue and mask out everything until I get that whole circle filled in. Now, once I have this part done, I'm going to use some Post-it note tape, and I am going to tape that down, and I'm going to spray this entire panel with my distress sprayer to get it wet. I'm going to bring in that Sun Ray Crosset shimmer powder, and I'm going to start playing with it. It had a beautiful variation in colors depending on how much you got or which flecks you got. It turned an orangey or a reddish color with this beautiful gold shimmer. It dried back very, very nicely. Not super light, but not too bold. It was very beautiful for the background of this card. So once I got enough water down and started to get the shimmer powder down, I decided to bring in that watercolor brush and to just move some of that around so that I could get the powders and the liquid to start moving. Now, one of the things that I noticed, and I'm not a watercolorist, so I don't know why this was happening, was that the center of my paper was starting to bow up. So at one point, I hold the center down, and I believe that it's because I didn't have any water in the center of the paper, because I was really just going for the outer edges to have this color. And once I did that, I noticed that my color started flowing more, and I'm sure it's because it was straighter. The paper was flatter. Flatter is the word that I was looking for, not straighter. So I'm going to continue doing that. And once I get this to the point where I am happy, I am going to sit it off to the side after I dry it. And then I didn't dry it all the way. I just dried it enough for it to be flat again. Now I'm going to sit it off to the side, and this is what it looks like once it is all dry. Now, once we have it all dry, I took it over to my Cricut and had my Cricut cut that center circle out of it, and I used my eraser gum and I took all the masking paper off. Now, one thing that I will say is that the masking paper came off super, super easy. So, and I keep calling it masking paper. It's masking fluid. Apparently, I'm going to use that interchangeably, so forgive me. It came off really, really easy. I didn't have any tears with my paper. It rolled up really good. So I think that that is a winner. So here I am with the Altenew 24 half pans, and I am just starting out by laying down a wash of color to these bigger florals. And I'm not going to show you all of the coloring simply because it took me a while. This was a process, but it was a fun process, and I am glad that I am venturing into playing with my watercolors. So after each section dries, I'm going around to each of the florals that I'm going to use in that color just to give the flowers a little bit of time to dry, and I'm coming back and starting to build that color. And then I'm going to come in with a red color to actually deepen in the centers of my florals. And I think that this came out pretty decent. These were a very nice size flowers, so I had a little more room to work with to try to build up a little bit of depth and dimension with the watercoloring versus some of the smaller flowers I tried, but I'm not sure that I got the win. But it's okay, because in the end, I think that it came out looking fabulous. Now, while I am coloring this, I wanted to let you guys know something. My friend Courtney, who is the amazing illustrator of this stamp set, is giving us a code for any of my subscribers who want to purchase this kit. Now, this is going to be a twofold thing. It is going to be a 10% discount code, but if you are a current member of the site, the membership is $3.99 per month. If you are a current member, you are going to get an additional discount. So for members, you automatically get 10% off of the kits. Now, she is offering an additional 10% off from today through August 8th. So you have from now until August 8th to use my code, which is going to be Kiona10, and you will get 10% off and an additional 10% off if you are a member. So that is a huge benefit. I think that that is amazing. I absolutely love a sale, so I am so ecstatic and grateful to Courtney for providing me with a coupon code that I could share with you guys. So if you guys go over, or when you guys go over and check out the Create and Inkspire website, please come back and let me know. And if you got your kit, I would love to know, because I want to be tagged and to see what it is that you guys create with this awesome kit. I was so happy, so proud, so like in awe of the dream of this kit, the publication, and all of these things just coming to life. It is such a beautiful thing to witness individuals who have a goal, and when they have a goal, despite many obstacles, they still move forward in their goal. And then that goal starts to unfold in front of our eyes and come to fruition. You guys, I am such a proud friend at this moment, to see that Courtney had this dream of not only her online publication, but having the ability to bring all of her friends this amazing content, which she very much so took into consideration what everyone asked for. If you guys don't know about the group Handmade Happiness, that is Courtney's group over on Facebook, and she does a ton of interaction with all of the individuals in the group, and she really wanted to know what others wanted when she was creating her kits. And I'm just so happy that this has come to fruition. So this is why I had to make a change of plans for today, for Sunday, because I got my kit the other day and I had a couple of things going on, so I wasn't able to play with it like immediately, but I had been itching to play with it. So this is the first thing that I did when I had a free moment, and I just wanted to share it with you guys in hopes that I could bring some inspiration to you all for this kit. Now, the second thing that I want to tell you guys is, if you guys are a part of my group on Craft Therapy over on Facebook, or a part of the Handmade Happiness group, we did a giveaway, or I did a giveaway a couple of days ago, and I did a scavenger hunt for the Create and Inkspire website. And the winner of the scavenger hunt is going to receive this kit from me. And the winner of this scavenger hunt was Tracy Gambino. Tracy, congratulations. I hope that you love this kit as much as I do. I am super ecstatic to give this to you so that you can get a little piece of the excitement, happiness, and just joy that I have had with this kit. Now, I have a second kit that I am going to be giving away. And what I want to know in the comments is, what do you guys think is a good giveaway? What would you guys love to participate in for the next giveaway? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at all of your comments for ideas within the next 24 hours. And then I am going to announce another giveaway over here on the community page, as well as on Facebook in the Craft Therapy page and on the Handmade Happiness page. So you have 3 different places that you'll have that you can look for the next giveaway, and it will be another kit, and I will give away that kit at the end of this week. So on Friday, I will announce the winner of a second kit. All right, let me stop talking. I've talked through the entire coloring process. I brought out a strip of paper, and I am going to use my anti-static powder tool on this, and I'm going to bring in one of the sentiments from the smaller stamp set here. These are really cute. I loved these these sentiments, and I loved the fonts of them. So I brought in my Judikins iridescent embossing powder to go over this after I stamped it with the Versafine Onyx black ink, and then I took it to my heat tool and made sure that it was smooth and melted. Once I got that done, I cut it down, and then I matted it on a strip of this Tonic Studios specialty paper. This is some of their cotton paper, and then I glued that down. Now I have another piece of that specialty paper and some acetate along with another mat for this card. You got it. I am going to create a shaker with those amazing and beautiful diamonds from Trinity Stamps. So I went ahead and I took 1/8 inch score tape and went all the way around our painted panel, and then I put the acetate on there. And the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to take foam tape. You can see my Scotty roll was done, and I am going to double the foam tape up. I'm going to use my anti-static powder tool, and I'm going to fill this with those beautiful diamonds. They are gorgeous. Then I am going to add a second piece of acetate to the back of that window, trying to get it lined up well, and then I'll put 1/8 inch score tape all the way around that, and I will add that specialty paper so that it will show through that window and around the edges. Now I went into my Cricut design space and had it cut out this friend sentiment to go along with our other sentiment. And I wanted this to put a frame around that circle for me. And I thought that this was a cute little added touch to the front of our card. Please let me know what you think. You know I love talking to you in the comments. And then I'm going to place that missing you today at the bottom right corner of that panel. I'm going to bring in my specialty paper, and I'm going to go ahead and do my score tape all the way around. I'm going to try my best to line this up and to get it placed down so that we have a nice border. I try very hard not to press down when I'm putting score tape on, so that if I need to, I have the slightest bit of wiggle to work with. I'm using some additional Tonic Studios papers to mat that specialty paper on, and then I'm going to do the front of the card with some more of these gems, because of course I love the bling, and that glimmer or shimmer powder gave some amazing sparkle and shine, but these Trinity Stamp embellishments did it amazing. Like I need stock in this stuff. It is so beautiful. Like I could just love it. Love it. You guys, I have a problem with bling. If you are new here, your friend has a problem with bling, and I'm sorry, not sorry. And I hope that you guys are enjoying, and you guys will come back again and join me. If you're liking what you're seeing, please hit the like button and make sure you subscribe if you want to know when I'm uploading new content. Hit the little bell icon beside the subscribe. So now we're going to go over to our second card. And what I have done is I brought in another piece of cardstock. Now this is going to be alcohol ink friendly cardstock. Believe it or not, I ran out of my Neenah 80-pound classic Crest Solar White, so I am moving to my Spectrum Noir alcohol marker paper. I don't know the technical name for it, but I will try to make sure that it is linked in the description box below, because I don't typically use it, so I don't remember the name of it. And it was very hard to find some more Neenah. So here are the colors that I'm going to use. I'm going to bring you guys along so that I can color one of the pink florals and then one of the gold florals. I won't show you both just for the sake of time. I mean, you guys are already here with me like 35 whole minutes, and I do appreciate you guys. And I wanted to bring you more than one card, so that's why our video is a little bit more lengthy today, simply because I have so many ideas. Don't be surprised if you see this kit again in the next week, because I just really love this kit. It was so versatile, so many things that you could do, and I really enjoy stamps where you have the illustrator, who by the way is Courtney as well, gives you creative license. There's not so much detail in the images that you are constrained to doing things a certain way. So I felt like this was one of those stamp sets that is very versatile. You could use it in a lot of different ways, and I'm going to try to show you guys another way in this card. And I had another idea, but for the sake of time, I did not want our video to end up being 45 or 50 minutes, so I just left it at 2. You may get another card later this week. So I'm just blending out all of my colors using this RV combination that I have pulled out. And I thought that it was going to be very, very pretty with the color combination that I chose for the papers and doing some ink blending on our background. So as you guys know how I do with my coloring, I start with my lightest coloring, mapping out my shadow areas. Then I'm going to go in with my darkest color and come on out. I'm not building up my colors because these images are not super large, so I don't have a lot of room for error or for bleeding. And I'm dealing with these RVs, and anytime I get near the R's, I proceed with caution because they seem to bleed more and they're more of a booger to try to fix. So I try not to have any issues with them. I try to play nice with them so that they will play nice with me. So as you can see, kind of pulling that color out, trying to get some variation. I did try to do a pretty good jump from my shadow color to my highlight color, just because sometimes I notice it's a little bit more difficult to get some variation with those RVs. So I bought in this golden color. This is a color combination that I got from Kelly Latavola when I very first started collecting Copics, and it is probably my favorite yellow combination. It brings in some E markers, YR markers, as well as Y markers to create the most beautiful golden yellow color I think that I could ever achieve. I've played around with a couple other color combinations. Whew, words are hard. And I keep going back to this one because it's absolutely amazing. So when you find what fits, just stick with it. No need to try to change it, I guess. I don't know. And then I'm going to blend that out with my Y04. That is my lightest color. So I'm going E99, YR24, Y08, and Y04 for this golden yellow combination. And I absolutely love how this came out. So I'm going to go ahead and color this one in, and then I'm going to show you guys the green combination that I use for the stems and the leaves. And then I'm going to take this over to my brother's Scan and Cut and let it cut out for me, because I don't like buying dies and I don't like fussy cutting. And I know there are many of you guys who are like me and who appreciate an invention like an electronic die cutting machine. Brother Scan and Cut or Cricut to the rescue. Yes. So this is going to be my green combination. It's just a 3-color blend just because these areas were pretty small. So I just chose like a G29 or 29 for my darkest color and a G05 for my lightest color to try to get some variation. And then I put the G17 in between to try to blend those colors out. And I think it did a pretty good job. It gave me the green that I was looking for. You'll be able to see it a little bit better here, as there's a little bit more real estate with this leaf image here. I really like this leaf image, and I thought that you could really do an entire scene just with some of these leaves hanging from the top of your card with some type of beautiful sentiment in the center. Yep, another thought there. It just keeps on coming. Like I'm telling you, I really, really love this stamp set. I love this kit in general. It was very, very worth it to me. So then I'm going to use the darkest color to pull out from the base. I'm going to do a center with the G17, and my highlight will be at the tips of each one of my leaves in this image. Once we get that done, that's going to be all of the coloring. Not too color intensive today, but still a very fun amount of coloring for me. So once we get that done, we'll, like I said, go ahead and take that over to our scan and cut and let it cut out for us. And we will get ready to put our card together. Now, I did use my gold jelly roll pen to do the centers of my flowers. That's something that I always love to do. It just offers an extra little bit of shimmer to the centers of my flowers. And you guys know I love my shimmer. I love the shine. I love the glitz. I love the glands. I love the glitters. I cannot help myself. So once I get that done and I allow that to dry, I did not put my hand in it and I did not smear it. I'm so proud of myself. Then that will get cut out. So this is what our images look like once we are done. And now we can get ready to move on to putting our card together. So one of the things that I decided to do was I was going to bring in the stencil, and I brought in 2 pieces of Bristol Smooth cardstock. Now I wanted to bring in some fun colors, so I have squeezed lemonade, I have spiced marmalade, and I have picked raspberry. And I'm going to go from lightest to darkest from the top to the bottom of my panel, and I'm just going to shift my stencil in different directions to give some variation in my clouds. I'm not trying to have this symmetrical. I'm not trying to have it even. I want it to be different. I want it to look exactly like a sky would look. There is no clear delineations in the sky the majority of the time. You cannot tell a specific pattern in the cloud. So that's kind of what I was going for, and to kind of show that you can create a variation with the stencil. And I love the fact that you have the clouds on one side, you have the grass on the other side, you actually have that straight edge, which can create a horizon line for you on either of the edges if you want it. And you also have the stencil of all the wildflowers. So I thought that that was a pretty cool stencil set. You know, the only well, for a long time, the only other place that I saw that did stencil sets was like Honeybee Stamps. But I love how this goes together. So I'm just going through and going down my panel, just shifting in different directions, different angles, putting down more color, a little bit less color. However, I'm wanting to do it to create some differences to show this cloud. Now, if you have a little error or a boo-boo, it's okay if you were recreating this card that I'm doing, because this is going to be the background for an overlay for the grand scheme of my cards. And I thought that it showed very beautifully in the background for this. So I'm just going through and just ink blending. And as you can see, I'm kind of alternating between my panels. One of these panels will be for the outside of my card. The other panel is going to be for the inside of my card, because you guys know, and if you're new here and you don't know, I enjoy ensuring that my cards are complete inside and outside. So I typically do a lot of work to ensure that the inside of my card ties into the outside of the card and makes the card look finished. So therefore, when I'm ready to send it off, everything's completely done, with the exception of writing a hand written sentiment on the inside. And a lot of times when I'm making a card, I have a person in mind when I am creating a card. So for example, when I was creating this card, I was thinking of a friend that I wanted to send this to, because I know that she's been going through a bit of a hard time recently. And I just wanted her to know that, you know, she is so many positive things, and I am grateful that she is my friend. So I had a person in mind, and when I have a person in mind, it helps with the creation of the card for me anyways. And so I'm just going to take the last little bit of ink and I'm going to blend that out at the bottom of my card base, so it's not stark white at the bottom and blends in. Then I'm going to bring in the sheer shimmer. And boy, the sheer shimmer, I don't know why I don't use it more, but when I use it, not only does my desk remind me that I have used it, because I have sparkle like everywhere for days, but oh, the card panels are so pretty from it. I'm going to use a paper towel to wipe up some of those droplets, and I was showing my son how Distress Oxides oxidize in with liquid. And these are going to be the overlays that I cut out with my Cricut for the front of my card. And I thought that these showed the background beautifully. I just had this thing in mind with a geometric background, and I thought that it came out absolutely amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and carefully glue as much of those pieces. I'm ensuring that I get all of the edges, but a lot of the insides as well, without going overboard and getting a lot of spillage. Now I'm going to bring in each of my floral pieces, and I am going to create a bouquet of flowers for the center of this card. And I do fiddle with this for a little bit. I cut out a lot of it, but I probably fiddled with this for about 10 minutes, just kind of trying to get the placement the way that I wanted it to be for the front of the card. Now, I also created a vase in Design Space with a piece of acetate and some cardstock, and I'm going to run that through my Xyron sticker maker in order to get the acetate and the front of the vase sticky. I'm going to put my floral bouquet down with some liquid glue, and I'm going to go ahead and press that down so that it has a little bit of time to dry. And then I am going to run those vase pieces through. Once I get them ran through, they will be sticky on one side. I will adhere them to each other, and then I will adhere them to the front of our card. And I really love how this looked. I don't know where, it was just a thought that came to my mind, and I just love when my thoughts come to fruition and look better than I planned for them to look. And I'm just taking that single leaf and I'm putting it down at the bottom of the vase. So I went in and I created a word search that says words like compassionate, confident, honest, kind, humble, courageous, and things like that, empathetic, creative, loving, just because I wanted this person to know that they are all of these things. I took a piece of black glitter cardstock and I matted the front of my card base just to kind of make it pop a little bit, or the front of my card panel to make it pop a little bit. And then I'm going to bring back in my Misty, and I have cut out a little frame, and I want to put my inside sentiment, which is going to be the My Friend sentiment from the stamp set. I'm going to take that and I'm going to stamp it on some vellum, and I'm going to use that Judikins iridescent embossing powder again to emboss that, and then I'm going to heat set it, and then I'm going to take some glue dots and I'm going to put it behind some of the letters to get that stuck on, and then I'm going to put the frame around it. So on the front it's going to say My Friend, and then this is what we have so far for this card. So the next step for this is going to be, I'm going to bring out my card base, which is a side folding 5x7 card base, and I am going to then begin working on the inside. So I've taken some foiled vinyl from Cricut, and I have UR written, and I'm going to put that on the inside left. And so it's going to say My Friend, you are, and then all of these word search words, courageous, empathetic, humble, confident, kind. So My Friend, you are, and then she will have the ability to search for all of these words that I feel like describe her very well. So then I'm going to put my front and my inside on my card, and then once we get done with this, the very last thing that we're going to do is, of course, we have to add our shimmer and sparkle, right? So I'm going to bring in some more of those jewels from Trinity Stamps, and I'm going to sprinkle them all over the front of this card to give a little extra shine to my card. And I will also add in my Spectrum Noir sparkle pen and then that's going to finish off my card. I hope that you guys have enjoyed both of these cards that I created for you guys today. I'm giving you guys a final look. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I love this kit. Make sure you check the description box so that you can get that coupon code, but it is Kiona10, and I will have the links to the store in my description box. Please make sure you come back by and let me know that you got it, and let me know what you want to see for next week's giveaway. I will have it posted tomorrow. So I will talk to you guys again really soon. Bye bye.